Hello there guys and welcome back to a brand new ranking video. Today we're going to be ranking the Barcelona players on their season. Being a Barcelona and Chelsea fan, I promised you guys I'd be bringing out a Barcelona version of this once I've done my Chelsea one, and that's what we're going to be going through today. I need to be careful I don't let the Liverpool game badly affect this one, because all in all we have had a really good season, so there should be a lot of world class in there, should be a lot of good. But there are a few players, and you guys will probably know this too, who just haven't been up to the scratch, and that is what we're going to be basically discussing in today's video. All the players have been listed out as usual, and we'll be showing you guys in that just a moment, and let's get going. So, first up, we have Marc-Andre ter Stegen, the goalkeeper, probably the best goalkeeper in the world. For me, it's between him and Jan Oblak. I wouldn't really know who to choose between them. I feel as if they're both really feasible options, if you are saying or discussing that debate. And for ter Stegen's season for Barca, he just goes straight into the world-class column. It is honestly as simple as that. You know, there's no real debate when it comes to where ter Stegen should be. He's had another immense season. You look back at some of those La Liga games that helped us win the title, and he's there. He was immense, especially you know that Lyon away game. He made some vital saves there. He makes vital saves almost throughout every round we go through in the Champions League, in the Copa del Rey. When he was asked to play against Real Madrid, he was epic after Citizen's injury. He's a very, very good goalkeeper. We know this with ter Stegen. He has become one of the best in the world, and he has had another world-class season, in my opinion. Next up, we have Nelson Semedo, who, in my opinion, I wouldn't give world class, but I would definitely give good. I've been really, really impressed with Semedo this season, so I'd definitely give him a good season in there. I feel as if he's probably got to be the right back that we have to be using when we go on these days. If anything, you know, maybe he doesn't have enough product or isn't productive enough in the final third, but he is having another good season for us, Semedo. So I will indeed end up putting him in that position in good. You know, I think every Barca fan has indeed been impressed with Semedo this year, and I think all of us now know that he should be the starting right back, certainly ahead of Roberto. He's definitely the closest thing we've found to Dani Alves so far, and he is doing another good season in my opinion for us, Semedo. Next up we have Gerard Piqué. For me, has had an absolutely amazing season. He's going straight into the world-class section. He's been immense at the back. I think a lot of people would argue this has been his best ever season as a footballer, considering he's 32 now. You know, not being involved in the national team, he's no longer included. He doesn't have any inclusion with the national team now. I think that's helped him big time. He's been able to fully focus on Barca. When he's been able to get rest, he come back the next week stronger, and he's almost played every minute for us in La Liga this season. Him and ter Stegen have played the same amount of minutes, so that tells you just how many minutes Piqué's played for us in La Liga this season, and he has been absolutely immense. You know, in all competitions, he's been very, very good at slide tackles. He commands that penalty area, heads everything out. You know, helped us get vital away clean sheets to Real Madrid in that horrible doomed month of, what was it, February/March. You know, he's been vital for us this season, Piqué, and I've been super impressed with him. Rakitic is someone who I'm going to be giving a good season. I've been impressed with Rakitic again. I know he's a big fan favourite of Valverde, and I also know that a lot of Barca fans aren't exactly too keen on him, but I do rate Rakitic a lot. I do feel as if he offers us a lot in the midfield. He's got a good shot. He always works hard for the team. I just think as if he's been one of the best signings we've made actually in the last decade, Rakitic, and he's had another impressive season despite getting old. You know, if he goes for 50 million in the summer, I won't particularly be the one who's going against it, because I do feel that if you're going to be able to get 50 million out of a player who's probably in decline now, it's not always a bad thing. But I do feel as if he's had another really good season. I wouldn't put him in average just because, you know, he got a lot of hate after the Liverpool game, but the season as a whole, you know, I can't just be doing on the Liverpool game. The season as a whole, Rakitic has been immense for us and really vital in that midfield. And now we move on to Sergio Busquets, someone who I would be tempted to give a good season. He has been all right, Busquets. But you know what? I'm actually going to give him an average season. I am, because I just feel there's been too many games this season where you think, what are you doing? And if we had De Jong in your position, we could be doing so much more here. He hasn't offered the same amount that he usually does. Now, I don't know if that's because he's no longer playing with the likes of Xavi and Iniesta, and sometimes, you know, he's in midfields with Vidal and Alenya, who are, you know, a different sorts of players to the ones that he's been playing with over the past decade of his career, for sure. But I just feel, has he offered us a lot? I don't feel he has. I think his positioning needs to go back to how it was. I know he's in a different system now, Valverde. I don't know if Valverde's asked him to change, but I feel he's the best when he almost sits in between the two centre-backs, starts conducting play, and then he's not caught out on the counter-attacks. Once you're behind Busquets, you're in at our back line. I feel as if he used to be so well positioned that situation never even happened. You know, he was always back, he always controlled the game. I don't feel as if that's happened this season. I think a lot of people would also agree with that. I'm going to give him an average season. I feel as if he needs to step up big time, as De Jong's going to be coming for that starting berth next season. Next up we have Jean-Claire Todibo. This is going to be a really interesting one. I'm just going to basically give him an average season. I don't really know what to say to that. He came in at January, started training with the first team. Looks good though. I would say looks good. You know, it's harsh to give him an average season for sure because he hasn't been average. He has been quite good when he's played, but the guy's only played 4 games, so I can't give him in the same bracket as Semedo or Rakitic, who, you know, have played between the 30 and 50 game mark for us this season. So I have to weigh out like that. You know, Todibo's only played four games, so he hasn't been bad, so I won't give him below average or even bad. He has been average, and you know, to get that sort of score when you've only played 4 games does show what the future brings for Todibo. I've been super impressed with him. Looks really composed, and in the minutes he has played, especially away from home in La Liga, has looked really, really composed and very, very good at the back. They can play out the back. He's a tall guy. He's strong. Yeah, very efficient centre back. And next up is probably the tragedy of the season for us guys, Felipe Coutinho. I was just discussing whether to put him in below average or bad, and the verdict is bad, guys. He hasn't enjoyed it. You know, I'm going to say this anyway because he's just been so poor for us, Coutinho, and it's been such a shame. We've really needed someone like Coutinho, you know, goals from deep, goals to help out with Messi and Suarez, and he hasn't produced them. He never does. He's put in really poor performances. It looks at times as if he's not trying. There's a lot of times when he could have got vital goals for us and he hasn't. You know, he's only had a few good games here and there, and you know, you look at his stats this season, and for an 140 million player, thinking, what on earth are you doing? People have been moaning that Valverde's playing out of position, but yeah, I think that's just generally the Barca fans trying to heap all the blame on Valverde as usual, more than anything else. Because Coutinho has also been absolutely shocking for us this year, guys. And yeah, I'll give him a bad season. I was tempted to go below average, but I will go bad simply because he has just been so bad in so many games for us this season. You know, whenever he's played well, it's only been in little bursts, you know, 1 or 2 games in a row, and then straight back to doing nothing for us. And even it's like playing with 10 sometimes with the negative effect he has on the team. Let's move on to a Brazilian who has done well for us this summer, or this season. That's going to be Artur. He's going to be getting the good score for us. I wouldn't give him world class. I'm going to say that for some of the top players, as I did in my Chelsea video, but he has been immense for us, Artur. You know, no one really knew what to expect when he came in the summer for 30 million from Grêmio. He was initially going to come in January, you know, same time as Todibo. He probably would have had a similar career to Todibo, but thank goodness me he came in earlier. We just thought, all right, we'll bring you in and integrate you. And Valverde first tried him out in that away to Spurs game, and he super impressed him there. And ever since, you know, he's had a starting berth, and it's only now to the end of the season when he's been getting a little bit tired, you know, used to that Brazilian culture and that Brazilian season, which is a lot more laid back. You know, it ends at different points. He's in this hard La Liga season where we've been involved in Copa del Rey runs all the way to the final, and then we're going to be playing on the weekend, and then we've also got, you know, we came 1 game away from the Champions League, so you know, Arthur's been there and there, and has played a lot of football this season at a top level too, but he's been epic for us. You know, the new Xavi, people have been like likening him to, and I couldn't agree more. You know, it's in the Champions League games, in my opinion, when Arthur shone the most, and also in just some of these La Liga games when we were able to bring off the bench for someone like Vidal. He's been immense for us to control the tempo of the game. Certainly a player for the future, and you know, certainly a joy to watch for us this season. He's had a really good season and nearly in that world class section. Next up, we've got Luis Suarez. A lot of people, just because of the heat of the moment, would be giving this guy an average season or below average season, or you know, so even some of the angry Barca fans right now would be going bad. But Luis Suarez has another good season. That's the end of it, in my opinion. He hasn't got as many goals. There's issues with Suarez for sure. We need another striker, in my opinion. We have to get more goals from somewhere. He hasn't offered in the Champions League games for sure, but the guy gives us so much. You just cannot deny it. You know, he's always fighting for every ball. He creates space for Messi. He's always helping Messi. He fights for every ball for the team, and he does chip in with goals too. He's had another really good La Liga season. Helped us in the Copa del Rey. You know, I remember that game especially away to Real Madrid, and also the Sevilla ones. Epic from Suarez. So yeah, I just feel as if he has been really, really good for us, Luis, and I would give him a good season. I wouldn't give him world class, definitely not, but he has had another good season, that is for sure, in my opinion, and I just can't say that he hasn't. I can't give him below average or average, just because of a couple of games where, you know, it's disappointing. Suarez's record this season for sure it is. I do feel as if we need reinforcements for him, but all in all, he has had a good season. And now we move on to the king of football, Lionel Messi, who has had, of course, another world-class season. The guy just doesn't give up. 50 goals he's got now this season, and he just keeps going. It doesn't matter who's around him, he'll feed off anything, and he's just, oh my god, I don't even know, what can I even say about Messi, guys? What can I even say? The guy is a genius. He's the best player to ever play football, you know, not just in my opinion. I used to say that in my opinion when it was even a debate. It's not even turning into a debate anymore, really, guys. The guy really is epic. He just keeps going. Week in, week out, he gets vital goals for us. He doesn't ever give up. I love Messi, I really do. I think he's had an amazing season for us too. You know, he gets more impressive almost every year because I feel as if we are almost a team in decline, and he always keeps on producing for us. So yeah, world-class season for Messi. Don't exactly need to justify that when, you know, he's got 50 goals on its own, always getting assists. You know, he's a team player. He does everything for us. He's the king of football. Messi with a world-class season. Next up we have Ousmane Dembélé, who maybe could have been in that world-class bracket if it hadn't been for injuries. It's been a real shame Ousmane Dembélé's season, in my opinion. Started off and we were thinking this is the man to lead on from that Neymar berth that we've been looking for, and injuries came in. He came back from injury, he worked again, he got some goals, he got that rhythm in. I remember when there was a moment in the team where he was becoming a joy to watch. You know, people were loving him, there were stats going out, he's the most decisive player in La Liga. But I'm going to have to give him a good season. I still think some people maybe would have given him average because of how long he's been injured. But the fact of the matter is he has had a good year for us. I've been impressed with Dembélé. I do feel as if he just gives us something different. Had he been available in that Liverpool second leg, could have been a different game. That is for sure. And I will indeed go ahead and give Dembélé a good season now. I have been impressed with him once more. He offers us something completely different from anyone else in our team, and that's probably what I love most about Dembélé. So yeah, I'm going to be giving him a good season. And then we move on to another guy who's been hit badly by injuries, Rafinha. I'm going to give Rafinha an average season. I don't want to go deeper than that to below average. I was actually quite impressed with Rafinha when he comes in. I just can't not like Rafinha. He looks like such a nice guy. But I'll give him an average season. There was that little burst, remember, when Messi was injured and he was actually selected over the likes of Dembélé, over the likes of Malcolm, and he did do a good job for us. You know, he's not a bad player, is he, Rafinha? He always likes to chip in with goals too, which is what I like about him. You know, he got that vital one at Inter, or at home to Inter at the Camp Nou. And I have been impressed with Rafinha when I saw him this season. He did provide us I don't know what it is about him. He just kind of just gives us goals from midfield, and I feel as if we do lack that at times. So I'll give Rafinha an average season. Another guy I'll give an average season is Citizen. Again, I've been really impressed with whenever he comes in. But I feel as if there's been times, especially in La Liga or big games, when he comes in, he does make errors. But having said that, you know, let's look at our Copa del Rey run, guys. Come on, the Levante games absolutely saved us. You can even look at the first leg to Cultural Leonesa away from home. You know, they challenged us that game. If you guys watched that, he made some big saves in that. He saved the penalty in the second leg of the Sevilla game. You know, we probably wouldn't be in the competition if it wasn't for Citizen. I'll give him an average season though, just because he hasn't exactly played a lot. But his Copa run has been impressive, and I hope to see him lifting up that trophy come the end of the season. He deserves this final. He deserves to get another clean sheet in that final, you know, like he always gets in these Copa del Rey finals. He deserves another one before what looks like it's going to be his last season for Barcelona. I want to see Citizen lift that trophy. I want to see him get a clean sheet in that final, and he deserves to play a good game in that final. Maybe even a man of the match performance. Go on, Jasper. But yeah, Citizen average season. I wouldn't give him good just because he hasn't played enough and hasn't been outstanding, but he has really been beneficial for us, especially in the Copa del Rey. Next up is Malcolm. Again, something similar to Citizen, actually. I wouldn't give him good just because he hasn't played enough, in my opinion. I feel as if this guy could be one of the most important players for us in the future, though, if we play him right. I feel as if he could actually turn into, you know, sort of a Pedro character. If he maybe improves his finishing and decision-making, this guy can be huge, but you know, under the sorts of management of Valverde, he isn't going to get enough opportunities. I understand what Valverde did. I like the way he kept the core of the team, but Malcolm is someone who just didn't get enough opportunities. It's as simple as that. I don't know why he didn't, you know. I don't know why Valverde maybe didn't even just bring him off the bench more. A lot of the times he just didn't play any minutes for us, Malcolm. And he would have just opted for, you know, to bring on like a defender or Alenya or Roberto or someone like that, or Rafinha, you know, Arthur, Dembélé, those sorts of players, or like Coutinho over Malcolm. Which was a little bit surprising, but yeah, whenever Malcolm has played, he has done a decent shift. You know, there's only been a few games where you've just been a little bit disappointed by him, but it's understandable with how little football he has played for us this season. A lot of rumours of him leaving in the summer, and you know, understandably with how little he's played, I think all the Barca fans do hope he can stay, because I do feel as if, as I mentioned, you know, he could go on to be like the future Pedrito of this club, really chipping in with goals and assists and helping us out in the near future. Longley, though, is someone who I'm going to be giving a good season, that's for sure. Been so impressed with him. What a signing from Sevilla. Knew the league, and when he came into the Champions League, also performed well, in my opinion. Just, you know, a few lapses of concentration here and there, but he reads the game really well, he studies it really well, and he has formed that partnership with Piqué. You know, he was vital in the away games to Real, and I've been super impressed with Longley this season. What a signing he's been. A rock at our defence, in my opinion. Huge, Clement Longley. Going to be giving him a good season there. On the bracket of world class too, I feel as if maybe he put in a great performance, so we were in that Champions League final. I would have been tempted to give him a world class display, but I just feel there were a few times this season where he wasn't completely up to scratch. But very, very impressed with Lenglet's season as a whole. And as we go on down the list, you know, we're going to be getting into some of the lesser players, starting off here with Jason Murillo, for example, who I'm going to be getting a below average season. You know, the guy's alright, I don't want to be too harsh on him. Maybe it would have been better to give him average, but I just feel he wasn't quite as good as Todibo whenever he came into the back. Can't really say much about Murillo. I don't know why he wasn't given a few more opportunities anyway, you know, in the sorts of games like Villarreal away, but hey, we signed him in the January to cover our centre-back issues. Once he signed, they all came back from injury, really, and we didn't really get any others after that. So Murillo wasn't ever really called into action until the end of the season, where he's been okay. Nothing too special, though. So I'll just go ahead in there and give Murillo a below-average season. Jordi Alba is someone who I am going... Oh, is it world-class? I'm going to put him in world-class for now, guys. But I was tempted to give him good. I think I'll give him world class though. There's so many games this season I just feel Jordi Alba is the complete left back. In my opinion, the best left back in the world. He always helps out Messi in the attack. He's that constant outlet down the left hand side. He pushes the fullbacks back, but he's also super good in transitions. You know, when they're counter-attacking us, he can definitely get back quick. And he's a solid left back, guys. He's a good defender. I know a lot of the English media, and whenever they do Champions League games, will mock Alba and they'll say, you know, he spends more time in the opposition half. But I just feel as if when he is asked to defend, he does do a good job of it. So I'm going to be giving Alba a world-class season, you know, up with the likes of Ter Stegen, Piqué and Messi. I feel as if probably those four have been our best this season, you know, close followed by the likes of Clement Lenglet. But yeah, I'll give Alba world-class. As I said, he offers us so much going forward and also defensively, so Alba's going to be getting world-class. Kevin Prince-Boateng is someone who I'm unfortunately going to have to give bad. When he joined, it was a weird signing. He said weird stuff about Barca and Ronaldo and Messi in the past. He's a strange character. It hasn't always worked out where he's gone. He doesn't have the best attitude, but he came here and we needed, you know, him to provide some backup to Suarez, some goals for us off the bench potentially. In Copa games, we needed him to provide. And let's be honest, guys, Prince-Boateng just hasn't provided, full stop. Shame, I know. I feel as if maybe with a bit of more guidance, you know, a bit more understanding of the role he was actually given by Valverde, it could have been different for Prince. But the fact of the matter is he had a bad season. He's had no impact on any of the games. A lot of the time he just stands there and loses the ball. It's a shame to watch, you know, because he was actually quite a gifted player in the past. But it's something about him now. He just looks like he can't offer us absolutely anything. So I'm going to be giving Prince a bad season there. And now moving on to someone who said Roberto. I'm going to be giving Roberto a good season. He always puts his heart on the sleeve. We know that about Roberto. What I like about him is when he gets from the final third, he's very decisive, very good with the passing, very slick, helps us in certainly attacking transitions. The only issue with Roberto is especially in away Champions League performances, where, you know, when we need someone to defend, basically. I know people don't like that for Barcelona, and I think Valverde tried to stick with the philosophy by going with Roberto on the second leg. Probably backfired because he had Mane on him, and that's exactly why we need Semedo, guys. That's why Semedo should probably be our right back, full stop. But Roberto isn't bad at right back. You know, I do like when he goes forward in that right back spot, and honestly this season he has improved defensively a lot in La Liga. You know, he stops a lot of the wingers. You know, you look at that performance against Vinicius in La Liga, that was very impressive by Roberto in my opinion. I'm going to be giving him a good season, not on world class, but he has of course been Mr. Consistent again for us, and I've been impressed with Roberto. And now on to the final four, guys, beginning with Carles Aleñá. I'm going to be giving Aleñá a good season. I've really liked when Aleñá's come in. I would have been tempted to give him average, but I'm going to be giving him good. He's been heavily involved this season. I know the season started and there are rumours about him leaving or that him going to Barca B, and Valverde almost just put his foot down and said, you're going to be used a lot more this season. And Aleñá, well, that's exactly what happened. He's been used heavily off the bench by Valverde. When we needed him, he's played him in league games. He's started a lot of league games for us. He got that goal away to Alaves on the way to the title. That was vital in my opinion and a really big moment in his Barca career. I've enjoyed watching him in midfield. I think he offers us something different. And I do like Aleñá. He's almost a perfect Barca midfielder in my opinion. You know, he's not an out-and-out attacker, but he's not an out-and-out CDM like Busquets. You know, he's not a Rafinha Coutinho either. He offers us that nice balance, and I feel him next to Rakitic and Busquets is a very, very nice little pairing for us, or a nice little trident for us rather. Arturo Vidal is another one of those who I'm going to be going ahead and putting in that good section. I feel as if, you know, when he first signed, there were doubts about him, not by me, can I just say. I don't want to say that, you know, to sound right, but I've always liked Vidal as a player, so I always thought he could offer us a lot. But I think a lot of people just thought, understandably, that he wouldn't fit into our system well. And you can see why they would have doubts, but he's always a warrior, Vidal. We know that. We know he's going to give 100%. Doesn't matter who he's playing, Leonessa or Real Madrid. He's going to be giving the same amount of energy. That's what I love about Vidal. I think you need more players like that in football. And Vidal is an absolute warrior for us on the pitch. You know, look at that Liverpool game, immense. Even the second leg, he put his heart on that game, left his life on it, in his own words. And yeah, the team just let him down in the end, if I'm being honest. You know, they let Messi and him down. But anyway, not getting into that again. Vidal's had an epic season in my opinion, you know, on the fringes initially, getting really angry at Valverde, but as the season goes on there's always more games, and with more games means rotation. That has massively allowed Vidal to take a huge part in this team. I've been very impressed with him whenever he's come in. He always helps us out in whatever situation. He's popped up with goals too, and he's also got 6 assists to Messi himself this season, more than Jordi Alba. Very impressive stat there by Vidal. He's helped out not just attackingly but also defensively, and he's also just added up something a little bit different in our midfield that I feel we've been needing. Samuel Umtiti is a bit of a disappointment this season. Injuries have held him back, and once he got back he wasn't ever going to get in ahead of Longley or PK, let's be honest. They've built an immense partnership whilst Umtiti was out. He started the season well. He got a red card against PSV. I love Umtiti. I do feel as if he was immense for us in the previous years. I think he's been one of our best signings actually, but I just feel this season he's had issues. Of course, yes, I'm giving an average season. Hopefully next season he can go back to the Umtiti we know and love. With De Ligt coming in, it's going to be difficult for him to stay. You know, we could have our 4 centre-backs as PK, Longley, De Ligt and Umtiti. How immense would that be? You know, I think both partnerships there, PK and Longley and Umtiti and De Ligt, you would trust to start a Champions League final for you. So that's a good issue to have, I suppose. If those are our 4 centre-backs next season, we'll be laughing. But I don't know as if all 4 will, because they're not going to be getting a lot of game time. That's going to be an issue that the club and Valverde, if he is still there, which is now looking likely, will have to resolve. But I have to give him Titi an average season. He's been injured a lot of it. The knee surgery and all of that nonsense just hasn't helped. When he played at the start, he was alright. Not good though. So I'll give him an average season. And finally, Thomas Vermaelen, I'm going to be giving him a below average season. Not like the season before when he did actually use or offer us a lot, can I just say, Vermaelen in Valverde's first season, you know. Titi again got a long injury that season, another shame, and Vermaelen slipped in there just like Longley did for us this season and did really well. But this season it hasn't worked for Vermaelen. Whenever he's played, he's either played a left back or, you know, short roles in the team. He's also been heavily injured. You know, every time he plays it feels that there's a report after the game saying he's going to be out for another 6 weeks. Shame for Vermaelen. His career is certainly taking a downhill turn, and he should be leaving it at the end of the season, and him and Mourinho will be getting below average seasons, with Coutinho and Prince with the bad ones. So there you have it, guys. That is how I rank Barcelona players and their seasons. There's a lot in the good, 4 in the world class, quite a bit in the average too, 2 in the below average and 2 in the bad. In my opinion, that almost sums up our season. It has been a good one. We're on course for a domestic double. Will we get our double? I don't know, but a lot of Barca fans don't even care about it. I certainly do. I want to win that trophy. I want to bring it home, boys. I want the double, because I feel as if Valverde's staying either way. A lot of people think if we lose that, Valverde will be sacked. That may well be the case, but I can't be a Barca fan and not want us to win a final. I just can't. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, we'll see how that final goes. The Liverpool disappointment will never get old. It won't. There's no point trying to make out as if we can just get over it. It will haunt us for years on end, boys. Right, well, 50 years in the future I'm going to be thinking about that Liverpool game, but you know, that's something that's happened now. And what else can we do but just keep on playing our game, make the signings in the summer. We've had a good season on the whole of things. That La Liga campaign was epic, you know, making history, finishing that a high ahead of Real, over 10 points ahead of Atletico 2, guys. Something to smile about that, the La Liga season in my opinion. Making the extraordinary seem normal with the 8 out of the last 11 Ligas. That's the positive I can leave you guys on. Those are my ratings. Drop a like on the video if you have enjoyed it. I'll be back soon for some more videos. Building Barca, Atletico Madrid career mode. Fortnite videos, I'll have to wait and see. And yeah, those are my ratings. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below if you are a Barca fan or just a general football fan. And also let me know what you guys thought about my Chelsea ratings too. For now, I'll see you guys very, very soon, and goodbye.